Hi, welcome to Veterans That Rock. I am Zach Rabbit, guitar shredding machine for the Spires of HBG and United States Air Force veteran. And with me today, as always, is my co-host.
Yes. Hey, what's up? My name is Sailor Scott. I'm a bass player and U.S. Navy veteran. And speaking of the Navy, we have a great Navy veteran guest today. Who is that, Zach?
That's right, everybody. Today we are talking about Jennifer Marshall, the actress and United States Navy veteran.
Yes, Jennifer Marshall was in the United States Navy from 1998 at age 17 until 2002 when she left at age 22, which is pretty much my enlisted timeline as well. And then later in 2020, she returned to military service, receiving an Army commission in the California State Guard, serving in public affairs.
Yeah, it's her career honestly is very interesting, and I would say next to Joey DeSeal, this is probably one of the most modern, active artist veterans that we've done so far, and it really was exciting to study her whole life and career up to this time. Real quick, if you guys like what you're seeing, please hit the like and subscribe. Leave a comment if there's a veteran that you think that we should talk about, a veteran artist, photography, painting, writing, acting. Leave it down below. This is our space. We want to do what you want to see. But anyway, back to the show. So Jennifer Marshall was born in Denver, Colorado on August 4th, 1981. She was raised there and attended Pomona High School until an unexpected death in the family prompted the family to move to Carbondale, Illinois.
For Jennifer, growing up, she mentions it was a beautiful small town and I wanted to see the world. Having family members in the Army and Navy going back several generations, she felt confident in her decision. In the same interview, she said, "I grew up without a lot of money and not a lot of opportunity, and I saw the military as a way where I could make the most of my life and I could do what I wanted to do. The military made me believe in myself." And I also pretty much made that same decision to join the Navy just because my grandfather fought in World War II in the Navy, and so did my stepfather. And just out of, messing up high school stuff, I just went to the recruiter like Jennifer.
I have to ask Sailor Scott, being a ground pounder, which is funny because I was in the Air Force, but I've never understood the Navy. Like, what drew you to the Navy?
The Navy, I mean, I basically wanted to, I guess, better myself at that time. So I, took my ASVAB test. I scored decently on it and wanted to, kind of. This is 1996, so, computers were a thing of age that was coming about, and I kind of wanted to, learn what computers were about. So yeah, there you have that. So I can relate a lot to Jennifer having that you know, family heritage type thing, and a lot of our other guests that we've mentioned talked about joining the military. I guess just out of kind of hardships or just wanting to better yourself, and the Navy provides free cruises around the world. So,
I got another really good question too. Is I mean, for anybody who's been to Illinois out there, obviously everybody thinks Chicago, but Illinois is actually a lot more farmland than you might think. Sailor Scott, you're from New York City, right? Or you're very
yes.
familiar with that area. Jennifer was living in Illinois and then had been in Colorado, so she seems kind of like an outdoorsy kind of type to me. Um, I'm just kind of curious if you kind of ever ran into that kind of situation in your travels, or somebody was trying to get out of their small town, and and then what would that be like for you coming from the biggest city in the world, like meeting these people that were living from like Nebraska, Wyoming, being like, yeah, I just wanted to see the water.
Yeah, you definitely get thrown into a diverse culture once you join the military. I guess whatever branch. I mean, you join and then you all go to your boot camp, which is in several places depending on your branch, and Yeah, as my guess, my first experience with people from not New York, and it was fine. I did experience some racism. I'm sure anywhere in the United States you'll experience that, but when you have to work next to people that share those beliefs, it's kind of off-putting to say the least. Um, yeah, and, Jennifer Marshall. Funny quick story. She was a storekeeper, which the title of that in our rating system is called AK, and I was an AZ, and I sat really closely to a lot of AKs, hand in hand, and I do recall like one girl was like really cool. Then there's some other couple guys that were AKs that were actually kind of racist, and I was like, what the hell? But I do remember like the cool AK. I sat next to her, and they're in charge of ordering a lot of supplies. A lot of the times, I mean, Jennifer obviously had other duties, which we'll go into. Um, but yeah,
Actually,
I got really cool like Gerber knives. One of the best fatigues on the ship. Get always because they're in charge of basically all the supply that comes on the ship. So it was a good connection to say the least. Yeah, here is Jennifer Marshall talking about her job in the military.
I served in the Navy for 5 years. I deployed in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom, and my son is a Marine now.
okay, where did you join so you joined the Navy in what year?
The program will begin shortly. A long time ago.
Without giving her age away, and you went to boot camp Great Lakes?
Yeah, in 1999.
Okay, and what was your NEC, your Naval Enlistment Code?
I was aviation storekeeper, second class.
She's a storekeeper, folks. Were you assigned to an aircraft carrier?
I was assigned to the USS Theodore Roosevelt.
All right, you guys hear that?
Yeah, Sailor Scott, we actually have a video clip here. Let's roll that where Jennifer talks about why she joined the Navy.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
I've worked a lot. I've been very, very lucky. I've been in Stranger Things. I hosted my own show on the CW called Mysteries Decoded. I've co-starred in NCIS, guest starred in NCIS LA. I joined the Navy because the recruiter was the fastest one to call me in high school when I just turned 17. I wanted to be Chief of Naval Operations, and my best friend was going to be the Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy. We had grand plans, but I ended up getting out because I got sick from the anthrax vaccinations that I got before I deployed in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom, and my transition was pretty rough.
So, according to Jennifer Marshall's personal website, she was a forklift operator, she was an aircraft handler, and a logistics specialist. And Sailor Scott just mentioned that he had actually seen those activities take place, which is kind of incredible, honestly, in my opinion, to kind of get that inside peek at, what it looks like for her. Along with those duties, she also did some extracurricular things. She worked for the Sexual Assault Victims Intervention Program, which is a program still in place today to help those who are survivors of sexual assault and sexual trauma in the United States military. Beautiful program, and so glad and thankful that it does still exist. She was a part of an aircraft carrier group, and she won many awards and many honors, medals that are all listed on her page, meritorious service, things like that. And she actually took a lot of that experience into her post-career, working for different charitable causes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, she had started, I think, or she worked with Pinups for Vets, a nonprofit organization that aids hospitalized veterans and deployed troops. After serving and honorably getting out, I'll skip that part.
Yeah.
Now, in addition to acting, yeah, she works with Pinups for Vets, which is a nonprofit organization that aids hospitalized veterans and deployed troops.
But we'll get more into that just a little bit later.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like I need to do more research. If it's like a calendar. I used to.
There's more info on the bottom about it.
Oh, that's cool. Used to collect used to like those old 50s style pinup girls and stuff. They have like tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about the sexual assault victims intervention, the SAVI. There's always 1,000. Everything has an acronym in the military. Yeah, there was like some crazy stuff happening on my carrier. Like there were a couple people on my carrier who were getting paid from some officers for sexual favors, and it was the craziest thing. Like, and yeah, funny enough that she also was on the TV show NCIS, because when my ship pulled in, after our 6-month deployment, there were some people doing sexual favors for money, even to the officers, and the NCIS came on board and escorted all these people out. It was a wild time. I mean, kudos to her, because like being a woman on an aircraft carrier can be quite something. You're talking about like around 3,500 men to 500 women. Or it could be even higher numbers, like 4,000 men, 500 women.
Yeah, I can't even. We had some scandals in my day as well, but you always would hear about the bad old times, if you will, when I was in from 2011 to 19. It kind of seemed like that was an inspirational time for Jennifer Marshall as well, because that was something that she later focused on in her post-military career. When she attended American Military University, earning a degree in criminal justice, and also becoming a private investigator in California. And that knowledge is where she got her ability to play the characters on NCIS, the shows that she did with that. So, yeah, definitely a very interesting way to take an experience and make it into something positive.
Yeah, she went to that military university. We were trying to look around. I don't know when she went to these acting schools, but Jennifer was a student of the master filmmaking class taught by James Franco, which involved rigorous audition processes and scores of actors vying for one of the coveted slots. She also studied under legendary acting teacher Howard Fine, Academy Award-winning director Antonio Zarro, as well as with nine-time Emmy Award-winning casting director Mark Teschner. So yeah, she's definitely a real go-getter, in my opinion.
Yeah, and you can kind of see that right from the beginning when she decided to separate in 2002 after her 4-year stint. She was a mother of 2 at the time when she applied for Wesleyan University in 2004, and she was accepted. And she wanted to make the most out of her. Yeah, it's so interesting how that experience, honestly, to me, seems to be kind of formative for her. Because she actually went on to pursue that further through the American Military University after she had graduated from Wesleyan University with a different major. And she actually used those skills at American Military University to become a private investigator in California. And then that is where she got the experience for how she portrays herself in the NCIS show. So it's kind of crazy how it all speedballs together. It's really interesting. As I was researching the episode, I found an article on the Wesleyan alumni's page. It was an interview with Jennifer Marshall where she was kind of talking about her experience while she was there, and she wanted to make the most out of it. She actually ended up joining a sorority. She graduated magna cum laude. And all while she was the mother of 2 children. Later, while she was attending American Military University, she actually adopted 2 more children from Uganda and New Guinea. So while she was pursuing that criminal justice degree, she had 4 children running around. Pretty incredible stuff, and also exploring the world like while filming her TV shows. Her first show actually being on the History Channel in 2005, from what IMDb says.
Also, Jennifer Marshall in an interview also talks about how your biggest limitation is yourself, which I can relate to. She says, oftentimes we don't want to oversell ourselves because we find it narcissistic and overbearing, which I've experienced a lot with going to, therapy at the VA. And like, I did feel like that for a long time. But yeah, she's like, if you don't think you're qualified, why would an employer you believe? Why? 3, 2, 1. Yeah, she states, if you don't think you're qualified, why would an employer believe that? So you need to sell yourself as the product, not the person. Be the solution to the needs of that employer. And the last part, which I love the best, is be humble, but at the same time, know your strengths and don't be afraid to sell them. So I thought that was very inspirational.
So just 1 year after leaving the United States military, in 2005, she had her first role on the Cole Conspiracy, which was featured on the History Channel, and she had a pretty humble role. She was playing an injured sailor.
So basically what follows that is her, 20-year acting career with lead roles in NCIS, Mysteries Decoded, Hawaii Five-0, and Game Shakers. And she is best known for her work as Susan Hargrove on Netflix hit show, which we've all probably seen, Stranger Things. And here's a little clip of her on a morning or news show talking about, her career right here.
Case here to tell us all about the new CW investigative documentary series Mysteries Decoded. Welcome, Jennifer Marshall. How are you?
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Good morning.
We're excited to have you. You were actually asking her.
Yeah, which ship she was on, which carrier, and Theodore.
Yes.
Theodore Roosevelt.
My second command was of Theodore Roosevelt. Yes.
Yeah, and I spent some time with the Theodore Roosevelt in the Arabian Sea.
We barely missed each other. Yeah.
What made you want to go into the Navy?
I graduated from a small one-stoplight town, and I thought I have to get out of here and see what's in the world. And my recruiter called me, and he said, "Let me pitch the Navy to you." And trust me, there was no pitch required. I just said, "How can I enlist? Where do I go?"
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
In that time during your service, did you find that you were privy to classified information?
I think that I did not have a clearance, but there was, at my first command, there was a lot of things that were going on that were not well known. So there were definitely things that I came across that I do not believe that I was supposed to come across. So for this episode, specifically in Area 51, I really had to pare back what I could say on television.
Interesting. That was exactly my question, was does that come into play sometimes in terms of Mysteries Decoded?
It does, and what I learned from the time I left the military, that is all fair game. But if I saw something in the military that I'm not sure if it's been declassified, I just prefer to keep that to myself.
Well, will you explain to us what Mysteries Decoded is exactly?
So it's a show. I'm a private investigator in real life. I also have a career in TV and film. And it is me pairing up with an investigator, somebody who's really specific about that field. We're going to investigate historical mysteries and seeing what really happened.
That's exactly right. So a big topic that has been obviously in the news, but you guys are going to be discussing is preparing to storm Area 51.
Yes.
Well, tell me how you're going to deal with that issue.
We had originally filmed the episode before that was a movement. So we did go back and we refilmed many segments.
The Reddit thing that they were doing, they were like, they can't stop all of us. So like,
to go to Area 51?
Yeah, like a bunch of people were supposed to go to Area 51 and storm it, and they were gonna Naruto run. They said that's how they were gonna dodge the bullets.
That's really funny. That's funny.
Yeah, it was interesting. It's something to look up, but it was a real thing that people were trying to do. The day it happened, though, only 10 people showed up or something.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to watch this episode. I really want to see. I definitely am fond of aliens.
That's me both.
I'm a believer. I'm a believer.
I got a couple of. Check 1, 2. I got a couple of aliens right here sitting with a TARDIS. I got a beer and a thing of wine.
Oh, nice.
It's probably hard to see, but it's back there.
Yeah, we could bring them up later when we do more sci-fi stuff. So I believe this is Jennifer Marshall's acting reel that I found on YouTube, and it does have a lot of her roles, including Stranger Things.
Well, Mr. Bradley let me off early, so just catching up on some chores.
I left some letters inside.
Letters? I don't understand.
What if something happens to me?
Max, baby, nothing is going to happen to you.
I know, but if it did.
Nothing is going to happen, baby. Promise. Nothing you don't deserve. You did survive. You will live to play yet another day. Game not over yet.
Fuck you.
Maybe when we're both on leave, Tiger.
You're fucking crazy, aren't you?
Like looking in the mirror. I lost my mom young too. Oh. Sometimes it feels impossible to focus on the simple things. I get it.
Exactly.
You're a Marine, right?
Yes. Scout sniper.
I knew it. I'm looking at you too.
Not a Marine anymore.
The hell are you talking about? Once a Marine, always a Marine. Right, Gibbs?
Miss Tuxford, are you aware that your niece has a criminal record?
Yeah, that's a great reel. You know, I highly recommend people check out her acting reel and all of her TV shows and, you know, all the great things she's done online, on streaming networks. Definitely check out Jennifer Marshall.
And as you can see, she really is a very, well-rounded individual. Has a first career in the United States Navy, moves on to her own entrepreneurial career as an actress. She goes to college at Wesleyan, graduates, summa cum laude. She's in the sorority. She's now on TV. I think what's really incredible, though, is that even now, some 20 odd years later, she's still just as invested in the military as she was back in 1998, still serving in her own way. Funnily enough, she even she was commissioned in the United States Army in 2020 for the California National Guard.
Yes, Jennifer Marshall is a very busy woman. She has, 4 kids. She's a state certified firefighter and EMT. She donates hundreds of hours per year to the award-winning, congressionally recognized nonprofit Pinups for Vets. She also volunteers in her community by mentoring veterans looking to enter the film and television business. She delivers food to homebound seniors through the local senior center and raising funds for veteran rehab equipment.
Through the fundraising for Pinups for Vets, they actually have raised $60,000 that have funded various veteran and troop initiatives. And the Pinup for Vets website actually says that the funds are allocated to purchase much-needed rehab equipment for veterans, sending care packages to deployed, military members. And they've been doing it since 2006. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, man, 20 years. That's
and I can tell you from personal experience too, because I've gotten those packages. I don't know if I got them from Pinup for Vets, but I mean, I've gotten packages deployed. They are definitely a taste from home. One of my favorite memories in the world was we got like a bunch of canned Chef Boyardee, and like I had like a spaghetti meatballs dish with a Crystal Light lemonade, and it was the most American I ever felt.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'd like to just, show one more clip of Jennifer talking about, some very inspirational things and giving some inspiration to anybody out there.
You have to be your own best advocate when it comes to your health. The VA does not care, and we are adults, so we don't have anyone telling us what to do. Go get your Galleri blood test, Galleri. It will show for over 50 types of cancers. You really have to look at it as a whole body approach and make sure your entire care team knows that you are a veteran who deployed to these combat zones, and therefore they should be aware that cancer could pop up anywhere and kind of look like anything. Lots of people talk about they want to do something. Lots of people talk about they want to try something. Do it. You have one life and you don't know when your life is going to end. For me, it almost ended at 39. You don't know if tomorrow exists. So get off your ass and do it.
It's also important to mention, as you saw in that last clip, Jennifer is a cancer survivor. In 2021, she was diagnosed with cancer at stage level 3, but she is in remission as of 2022. But she did miss the filming of season 5 of Stranger Things because of it.
Thank you so much for tuning in to visit us and learn about Jennifer Marshall, United States Navy veteran. Thank you for your service. And if you like what you see, please subscribe. Please give us comments. If you know of anybody who's an artist and a veteran, you could be an artist such as an actor, musician like Zach Rabbit and myself. You could be a painter, photographer, writers, sculptors, any other form of art medium. And we would love to have you on our show if you are a veteran. Please follow us in our Instagram handles are listed right below. And anything else, Zach Rabbit?
That's right, everybody. We're going to have another show for the month of April, and our guest is going to be the writer of the X-15 rocket plane flying the first wings into space, Michelle Evans of the Air Force.
Yes, another Air Force veteran for April. April Air Force Veteran Month.
April's my birthday month, too, so that's crazy.
Mine too. Get out of town. We're going to have a fun episode next month. Both Zach and myself's birthday, and
maybe we'll have cake. You'll have to watch to see.
We'll have some cake on air. All right. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in April.
See you in April, everybody. So just 1 year after leaving the United States military, two, one. So just 1 year after leaving the United States military, what the fuck? 3, 2, 1.